Hey, what's up, Guardians? It's your boy, Church of Caboose, and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a guide for the Grandmaster version of Insight Tournaments, hopefully making it to where anyone can watch this and beat this with relative ease and maybe be able to farm this a ton, because the ADEPT DFA will be dropping the week of July 12th, and this also happens to be the Grandmaster. So, I figure, hey, this should help some people out. If it does, make sure you click the like button, as well as comment something down below, specifically what was helpful and why, because that'll help me out with how to make content for you guys, as well as subscribe to my channel. So let's get on into this Grandmaster. For Insight Tournaments, the first couple of things to know is there are anti-barrier and unstoppable champions, so you're going to want to use things like arbalest, pulse rifles, and scout rifles. For the shields, we've got arc and void, so we're going to want to make sure we get those taken care of. So some loadouts I really suggest you guys go with would be arbalest, void scout rifle, and then a threaded needle, which is a void linear fusion rifle. That will probably work really well. In general, arbalest plus whatever unstoppable type with the shield you see the most often is going to work really well. For me, I found using a void vouchsafe, or I guess just a vouchsafe, with arbalest and then a threaded needle worked really well. In this Grandmaster, you get increased damage when you use void weapons, which is the other reason why I wanted to use a void kinetic weapon, hence the vouchsafe, as well as a void linear fusion. The rest of these Grandmasters, you tend to use Cataclysmic and Storm Chaser. This is the only one that is void, so that should help you guys out with picking what to use. In your fire team, you don't necessarily have to have everyone running unstoppable and anti-barrier, but it probably helps to have at least 2 people using both of those, and then one guy might want to use Wither Horde or whatever. But it's an easy Grandmaster, doesn't matter a whole lot, just make sure everything's taken care of and that shields won't be a problem. That's part of why arbalest is fantastic, because it makes it where shields do not matter, and then they deal really well with anti-barrier champions and just damage in general. Alright, so those are going to be the weapons you want to use for classes. You can't go wrong with a Well Warlock using the Starfire Protocol grenade build thing. If you're a Warlock main, you probably know what I'm talking about. Also, the Stasis option's pretty good, using those gauntlets that give you 2 of those Stacy turrets. That's going to be a pretty solid option as well. And then I personally think Banner Shield Titan works really well, because you can use that for a bunch of different things in this Grandmaster, and you'll probably see more, and I'll probably tell you more about that as this video goes on. So that's what I would suggest. If you want to be on a hunter, you can't really go too wrong with doing Night Stalker, to tether up all those enemies, kind of slow some stuff down. Also, it's Void Burn, so you'll do more, and it applies a debuff to whatever it is that's tethered, which will work out well for the boss. Blade Barrage with Star Eater Scales, of course, or Shards of Galnor is going to work pretty well instead of Invis Hunter with Tether and Orpheus Rig, if that's what you want to do. Or you could do Omnioculus, so you can go Invis a whole lot. But since you're going for Platinum, there's not much to really skip, so Omnioculus might not really be that much worthwhile. Alright, now that I've talked about weapons and loadouts, let's just go ahead and hit on in to the different parts of this Grandmaster and just stuff I think you guys should try doing when you're doing this activity. Alright, in the beginning, there's really not a whole lot that's that tricky. Just go nice and slow. Just be aware that you're going to be kind of stuck in a tunnel. There's going to be some anti-barriers that are available coming at you. A lot of void shields off the bat, and that's just some stuff to be aware of. Once you get to that first big open room, not too crazy, just don't push that far in. Just kill stuff as you go. Take advantage of those scout rifles and anti-barrier arbalists and linear fusion rifles, so you can take some stuff down at range. You can, of course, get that anti-barrier champion down that's across the little canyon jump thing without actually having to go that close to it by using those ranged weapons, and just take everything out. Just go nice and slow, and you'll probably get through there faster than you think you will. When you get to the next room, where you've got all those enemies that spawn in, and every now and then one of them's a champion that drops a core that you have to turn in, this is where we got some more tips of things to do. When you enter that big open room, like you're probably seeing here on screen, this area kind of next to that first portal, but on the left side of those rocks, where you can kind of see the main open area right when you walk into that big giant room is more or less where you want to stay throughout the whole thing. In order to start all the ads coming in, once you clear out that first wave, so that way the ad with the core comes in, you want to just shoot Carrigan. If you shoot Carrigan, it'll go away and it'll start that whole encounter mechanic thing of the cores in that room, and you don't have to really run at Carrigan and then run back. It's just a little time saver slash kind of makes it more guaranteed you'll be in the right spot for the duration of this fight. Now, when you're killing all these ads down, feel free to put down well. I like using Banner Shield, especially when there's a couple of champions to try and soak up some of that damage. And of course, feed orbs to my fellow warlocks so they could get more of their wells, and just kill everything as quickly as you can. As always with Grandmasters, coordination helps a lot. If you're all kind of shooting at the same stuff, it'll die way faster and your odds of success are going to be higher. So if you're shooting at a champion, especially if you're all communicating with each other, maybe be like, hey, taking out anti-barriers, so you all do it at the same time, and it gets defeated really, really quickly. Now, when you pick up these cores to bring them across to the other side, the first time you kill all the ads, the core is there, you pick it up, and you can go across, and then in that area where you have to bank the orb, there's going to be another champion, as well as some ads, specifically gladiators and some legionaries. Alright, just kill all that stuff, nice and slow. You can again use your range, and then dunk the core. Once you dunk the core, that will start the spawning in of the remaining ads, so you might want to have most of your team back in that original spot of that room, kind of by that first portal, while the other guy runs back. This is probably the one instance where Omni Hunter that can go invis would be nifty, but it's really not too hard just to run it back and get there in time. It wasn't super challenging, but you know, I guess if there's going to be a use for Omni Invis Hunter, it's probably during this part would be the most useful. Then it's the same deal. Only during this wave of the ads, there's going to be 3 champions. 2 anti-barriers, 1 unstoppable. Every time I've done this Grandmaster, I've noticed that one of the anti-barriers seems to rush really, really hard at the little area we're at, so just kill it. And it's not super ridiculously hard to do. Everyone just kind of shoot at it, and it dies. And in this instance of this Grandmaster, 2 of them killed it really quickly, and I barely noticed it was there. It's just worth noting that anti-barrier will probably rush at you. It's also not a bad idea if you're that Titan to put that little barrier on the right side of the well, so that way it's kind of facing the portal area. It gives you a little bit of an overshield, which not necessarily needed because of the well, but you know, it doesn't hurt. And then puts a little bit more of a barrier between incoming rounds and grenades between you and the ads that are right there on that portal. This kind of gives a little bit extra safety. For this part, just note that when you kill the dude with the orb, when you pick it up, more ads spawn in. If you're like me and forget about it and you kind of start running the other way, you will probably get trapped and most likely die because you go, oh crap, with radar being disabled, it's a little bit easier to have things sneak up on you. So the second time you're killing all those champions and stuff, when you defeat the one with the orb, just pick it up, drop it, and then defeat all the ads all over again. Then it's just a rinse and repeat for the side where you bank the orb. Bank the orb, door opens up, a bunch of half-baked ads come out, kill those, and then move on to the boss fight. In the boss fight, it is not crazy difficult either. All you pretty much want to do is just avoid the void little line things that come out from Carrigan. Those can be really deadly really quickly. You just want to kill all the ads and then just do a lot of damage really quickly to Carrigan. That's just the fastest way to do it. As you probably will see here on screen, one of the best places to do this damage against Carrigan is to hop up on this pillar that you see here on your screen. The little void ground attack things that the boss does will not touch you. It's a pretty safe spot to sit up there. You got a good view on the boss, making crits a little bit easier. And then for some reason, we just seem to be taking less incoming fire from the ads than we were when we were on the ground. All right. When you're doing the little mechanic where you gotta charge up the plates, so the first time to do damage you gotta do 1. That's easy. All 3 of you just naturally going to stand on there and get it up. The next time you have to do it, you got 3 plates you have to charge up. It's going to be way easier if all 3 of you go to the same plates together. The whole time though, you need to be aware there's going to be lots of ads rushing, especially those melee dudes like the dogs and the gladiators, right? If you have banner shield and you're putting down barriers and stuff and using Wither Horde, this is where Wither Horde comes in handy, and again, probably Invis Hunter, because you can maybe get out of the crap really quickly. But you just want to stand on a plate as long as you can, and then just hop off in order to save your life, kill more ads, get on there, and then just kind of rinse and repeat that over and over until all 3 plates are done. Just do one whole plate and then go to the next one, do that plate and then go to the next one, and then it's damage again, and that's pretty easy peasy, as you guys are seeing here on screen. It's really not a hard Grandmaster. This is a fairly easy one when you use these kinds of strategies. But if you don't know about these and you're just kind of running around willy-nilly, I could see this being viewed as a very difficult Grandmaster if you're not really aware of things like that pillar or just the spots to kind of stand in. And that's basically the summary of Grandmasters in a nutshell. Learn the encounter, learn where the spots are at, and you just kind of use those. You put that key into that lock, and boom, that Grandmaster gets opened, and easy peasy. Hopefully you guys have a great time farming for those DFAs, and really enjoy yourselves this week of July 12th, getting that God Roll Adept D.F.A. It's like a 2-burst hand cannon thing. It's kind of funky, which is why a lot of people are going to be chasing for it, and it should be interesting inside the Crucible. I'm not sure how great it'll be in PvE, but it should be pretty fun inside of PvP. I just want to end this video with letting you guys know that the organization I'm affiliated with, which is TAG, the Allied Guardians, they're doing a charity stream thing for the month of I guess July, pretty much for the rest of this month. And if you would like to be supportive of that, feel free to look in my description. There's links and stuff. I don't stream so much, and when I do, I don't really have people watching, which is fine. I get it, like, no worries. I feel that. So I'm not going to necessarily do as much with the streaming aspect. However, you can still use these links in the description box to go and donate if you feel like. The guy that runs this whole thing is really transparent about where all the money is going. You can follow the organization on Twitter. You can use the links down below just to get more information and see what's going on. So if that's something that interests you, then go ahead and check it out, and feel free to check out the other creators that are affiliated with TAG as well as myself. They're all pretty great people. You might have some fun. All right, thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Please comment down below what role you are chasing after with the DFA. I don't really know yet. I haven't looked up to see what the perks are. I've heard Fragile Focus and Explosive or Time Payload is going to be pretty solid, so maybe that's what I'll hope for. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have a great week, and happy grinding, y'all.